the links to the artist websites. You can ask questions and tell us what you're loving or what you're interested in that the artists are presenting, and we'll do our best to get to everything. So we're just going to wait just a couple more minutes and then we'll get started. We still have people coming in.
I'm surprised I don't get more people.
Florida and lots of New York.
Yeah.
What is it?
Up there, so.
Maryland. We've actually had people from Israel and the Netherlands and
We got Texas. I see
UK.
Texas.
We got Texas.
We got
I
Texas.
see Texas.
Philly.
That's
Yay,
Texas.
Philly. Who's Philly?
Christina Winokur. It's
Virginia's in the house.
My son just bought a place in Fishtown in Philly area.
oh, I have several friends who live in Fishtown. We'll connect them.
The son that's getting married, Karla?
Yep. Yeah, that's the one. Oh, and she's
What?
in Kansas City, which is where they just moved from, Christina.
That's the one that's gonna make me a great grandfather.
Not if you keep saying that.
Got
Right?
Kingstown, Rhode Island, and DC.
Thank you all for being here. We're so lucky that
Yes, happy
Um,
Saturday.
it's so unfortunate that the shows have all been canceled for this year for the most part, but this
Yeah.
is such an amazing way to be able to connect people from everywhere and all be together.
Hi, Monica.
So, I think we should get going here. I'm gonna be
Art.
respectful of everybody's time.
Sounds good.
So, again, we do love seeing your faces. So if you're willing, please turn your cameras on at the bottom of your screen and also click the chat feature. And you'll then see the artist websites pop up during their presentations. And you can let us know what pieces you're loving or send questions and we'll do our best to respond. We did want to just let you know a small technical thing that if we have some sort of weird technical difficulty and the party ends abruptly, that we will email you a new Zoom link and we'll post the new link as an updated link to the top of our homepage at artpartycentral.org.
Okay.
We want you to know what to do. Now that all that technical stuff is out of the way, we do like to start our parties with a bit of a cheers to being all together. So happy Saturday, whatever
Cheers,
you're
everyone.
Hey, everybody.
Everyone. Shabbat shalom.
Salud. And at this point, we are going to mute everybody, but don't be offended. It's just Zoom protocol. If you don't know me, I am Laura Candell, and I am very excited to be your host today. I come to Art Party Central from the contemporary craft show world, where I produced shows for almost 17 years. I also have a craft and design blog on Instagram called Modern Handmade Design. Check it out. And even for me, being at these parties is a chance to meet new makers that I didn't know and find out more about the ones I already know and admire. I'm so lucky to have one of Art Party Central's co-founders, Sam Stone from Swan Stone Millinery, helping me co-host today. You can find her as admin in the chat. If you need anything, you can reach out to her and she'll do her best to help. And make sure to check out her website, which is swanandstone.com. But enough about me. Today we are joined by seven, super talented artists. We have Meghan Patrice Riley from Meghan Patrice Riley Jewelry, Maureen Riley, of no relation, from PoshFELT, Soli Pierce from Sherwood Forest Design, Robin and Kevin from Stonecrop Beadworks, Ravi and Lisa from Beebop Wally, Agelio Batle from Batle Studio, and Karla GUDEON from Karla GUDEON Art and Design. And Meghan and Karla are both also co-creators of Art Party Central, so we're so lucky to have all of them here. Let me quickly tell you how this party is going to work. Each of the artists will give a presentation, and then if time allows, we'll ask them 1 or 2 questions each that were previously submitted. At the end of the party, we will raffle off one $50 gift certificate for each of the 7 artist websites. So that's 7 chances to win just for coming and hanging out with us today. You do have to be present to win, so stick around. We will also give you a special discount code at the end of the party, which will be good for all 7 of the artist websites as well. And after all that, we'll open up the party for some chatting and invite you to unmute yourselves, and we'll just sort of hang out for a little while and ask some questions and see what else happens. So let's get to all that fun stuff. Our first artist today is Meghan Patrice Riley. Meghan,
Hi.
you're good.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much. A little hard to see sometimes. Thank you, Laura, so much for that introduction. My name is Meghan Patrice Riley, MPR Jewelry, and I'm just really glad to be here. And happy Saturday! Thank you for sharing this day with us. And we're getting close to the holidays. It's kind of like celebratory, really fun. And I'm really excited to show you a little bit about what I've been doing recently and a little bit about my inspiration. I'm a contemporary jeweler, so I use traditional techniques, but also mix them with more contemporary materials. So I draw a lot of inspiration from the world around me. I originally studied economics, so I did something that was more traditional, I guess, in terms of jobs, but I used to work in community economic development. So in terms of being an economist, I would actually did a lot more social service and worked a lot with people. And one of the things I did was I learned textiles and worked with homeless populations in the San Francisco Bay Area. That was about the same time that I started learning metalsmithing and taking metalsmithing classes. So I was working in communities and I was also doing my own artwork. I started getting a lot of attention from different museums like San Francisco Museum of Modern Art. And it started because I started blending my traditional metalsmithing background, textiles, and my love of just like observing the world. So my original collection used this industrial steel cable. This is a woven steel that feels like a fabric. So I get to use it and weave it and play with it, similar to a fabric. So I get to just play with the materials, and it has this wonderful lightness, but strength. It has a core, this core of steel that makes it almost indestructible. This steel cable that's super thin can hold a boat from a ceiling. For example, one of my curators used that for a sculpture to hold things. So it's a functional thing that is found everywhere. They use it for suspension bridges, for example, to hold things up, but also sway with how the earth moves. So things are, I'm looking at that and finding that inspiration about these same textile techniques and fabrication techniques. So these are the hardware store tubes that I flatten with really, really big pliers and create my own connections, and it creates this wonderful visual language. I then translate that to gold and silver and different, more fine materials. So something that's really nice on the skin will last you for years. This is an example. This is one of my one-of-a-kind pieces. I brought out some fun pieces tonight because why not, right? I feel like I buy for myself as well as for other people during this time. So I'd like to mix it up a little bit. So this is one of my more extravagant pieces, and I brought some of these biggies too, which are just, this I think is a great example. All of these connections that are happening really big here, I'm doing in miniature form, every one of these little connections by hand in gold on this really, really fine steel cable. It's the exact same as this, and it can get huge, like a tree trunk size woven, but with this really fine, you still have that inherent strength and flexibility. So this is a bronzy gold, and I have yellow gold, silvers, gunmetals. I love all the metal colors mixed together. Here I did bronzy gold with the yellow gold. You can see all the connections. This makes it, I'm thinking a lot about pulley systems in this one. So I created a way, a method for where all the gold was placed. So every time I'm doing this, I'm thinking about how it's gonna lay. It'll drape correctly. It'll make nice patterns. So this also everything comes with a magnet clasp. So ease of use, ease of care, something you don't really have to, surprisingly really fine, but don't have to take care of, which I love. So it has that same strength and flexibility, because crush it and it bounces right back. This translates in a lot of ways though to more, not such extravagant pieces that can be everyday or more, a little bit more t-shirt wearing, I think. This shape necklace I've been doing a lot, and this has been really popular this season. Again, I'm bringing in the traditional metal colors, gold, silver and gold, little accents in here, but then playing with the material. So they're really that fine, flexible steel cable, but in some traditional motifs.
So
Yeah.
along those lines, you've shown us a lot of necklaces. Do you also make earrings, right?
I do, and I brought quite a few.
I was gonna say, I feel like it's gift season and earrings are like such a great gift, right?
This is what people are buying for themselves, and then for their buddies, they're gonna get the earring, the cute earring. It's like these have been really popular. This is the same, a similar motif. This is one of my new faves, and has been really wonderful this season. It's a nice style. It's really light and airy, with a lot of movement. And I did this in a yellow gold here for you guys because I think it's very classic colors and looks nice on many people, but it's more contemporary design. Also this one, people have been asking about this one. I just restocked on the website because it's very, very popular. Is our mini lattice hooks. These are our shape hooks. These are our mini lattice. These are in, again, very traditional motifs, yellow, white pearls, freshwater pearls, and then yellow gold. So this is like a 24 karat yellow gold here over the steel. So I like bringing that extra fineness in. Then I coat it in a nylon so it has that extra springiness, flexibility. So it will have this same property. And then little freshwater pearls. This has been another one, actually. This is, again, you can see the relation here as well as the other one, the more one-of-a-kind piece I was wearing. This has been a really popular style for a nice bigger earring. And this has tons of movement. Again, like pulley systems, it'll fold on itself. I love little engineering facts. So when you wear it, it does that little wave, that little extra wave.
And you also work a lot with stones too, right? You work
Yes.
not just pearls, but there are a bunch of different colors that you.
Yeah, and I actually just restocked these because they were really popular last about at the 2 o'clock. So I made sure I went and stocked all of them. This is our most popular other colors, but I bring in different little sparkles. I love to balance the gemstones. These are spinels. This is tourmalines. This is some bigger versions of the tourmalines, which are just gemmy, delicious, and watermelon. But it's not all, they are punctuated by the gold bits. So it all is a nice balance again. This like, I love things that are just bringing a little bit of gold, a little bit of color, a little bit of movement, a little bit of classicism with contemporary.
So many options and so much movement.
These two, my God, these two are great. Okay.
Oh my God.
Thank you, Laura.
So much, Megan.
Yeah, thank you, sweetie. Thank you, everybody, for being here.
Yeah, happy Saturday, as Megan says. We are going to move on to Maureen Riley from PoshFELT. Hi, Maureen.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to my studio here in Jamestown, Rhode Island. I'm thrilled to be here and part of this wonderful group. Just wanted to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a self-taught handbag designer, although I've been sewing all my life. I studied French couture dressmaking in Manhattan and then ended up working at all the investment banks doing computer graphics. And then about 10 years ago, I moved up to Maine and I started sewing again, and I created a line of handbags, and they were mostly used fabric. And then I stumbled upon felt, and I fell in love with it. So that's when PoshFELT evolved, and that was about 5 years ago. And since then, I've added a few other materials to my collection. Cork fabric or cork leather. It's called Being One, and also a vegan leather, which is showcased in my small crossbodies. It's brand new bag, part of my collection this year. This is great because it's all sustainable vegan leather, and it's a great size, super lightweight. It's 4.5 ounces, even with the hardware. It comes with a semi-detached pocket, great for a mask and sanitizer. In the back, you'll notice a outside pocket, great for cell phone, and it's got this silver detail. And then I also included a clasp, which holds all your goodies inside secure. So super excited to introduce this in part of my 2020 collection. If you notice behind me, I have one of my best sellers is my tote. It's ultra lightweight yet durable. It's made out of 3mm wool felt. And felt is great because it's a natural, sustainable fabric. It's water repellent. It's ultra lightweight. This bag is about 14.5 ounces. Ultra durable. It's got an outside pocket as well as an inside pocket with the same detail. You can see that. I also put feet on the bottom of this bag. What makes these bags, it's part of the City Chic collection. So what's fun is that these handles snap right off and you can change them with a different color. So this bag is showcasing a green. And then I have the same bag over here with my magenta handle. I'm just going to show you how easy it is to snap these. And voila. You have a totally different look. Everyone can see that. And then the green, it's fun. And like I said, they're durable, they're ultra lightweight, and easy to clean too. Everyone asks me, how do you clean your bags? And if it's okay, what do you do when they get wet? Well, if they get wet, I live in Rhode Island. I go out in torrential downpours to test drive my bags, make sure they hold their shape. And if they get soaking wet, the beautiful thing about wool, it dries. Just leave it alone and it will hold its shape when it's dried. If you get a stain on it, I just recommend stop cleaning. And voila, you have a new bag. So in the middle of my display, these are the most popular accessory bags that I make. They're a great size. They're about 8 inches wide by 4.5 inches high. Great for, I use mine for cosmetics. I have people, when they're traveling, they put their jewelry or their laptop accessories. The one fabulous thing about this bag is that it opens with a closure and it will stay open. And then when you're ready to shut your bag, you just go like that and it shuts. Nothing's going to fall out. This clasp is made for me in the United States, which is great because I try and buy all my hardware here in the States to support local businesses. And the one nice thing about all my bags is that they're really lightweight and durable. So,
and how many colors did you say that came in?
12.
12 colors. That's so many,
12
so many
colors.
options.
Yes, 12. The totes come in 3 major colors. Like there's the granite, the charcoal, and the anthracite, which reads black, but it's got like a really nice texture. But the accessory bags, they're 12 colors.
And how many different colors do you have on the handles of the top bags?
They're about now 20, and they're all on my website.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's
many
really,
options.
I'm sorry.
So many options.
So many options. But that's, you know, spice of life. Yeah. Just switch it up. Got to switch it up every once in a while. So you have questions?
I do. You said the question here is, do you make the bags or have them manufactured? But you mentioned that you make them. Can you?
Every single aspect of my bags, from concept to trial and error to the pattern making to sourcing the hardware to design, it's all done with these 2 hands. Every single thing is cut by my hands. I have no machines. It's all hand cut. I do use a sewing machine to sew, but everything else is done by hand. I punch all the holes for the snaps and the rivets, etc.
Wow.
So I'm a one-woman show.
Yes, you are. It's
busy. I'm a busy one-woman show.
Yes, and you still manage to knit these fantastically fun scarves you have on too.
Yes, these I started just one day. I came up with this concept and I made it, and then people were stopping me on the street, so I just continued. And I still make them every year. I don't sit down and make them. I knit throughout the whole year, and then at the end of the year, just a great time of year to sell them when it's a little cold. They're I cords. They're 10 I cords. I'm going to show you the dress form. Doris is wearing her scarf wrapped twice. I'm wearing mine as a cowl because we have a nor'easter outside, so it's a little cold in this old house. But I'll show you the scarf. There are 10 separate strands, and they're connected right in the back with a very small silver finding that holds all the strands together. So when you wear it, you start with a big circle, which is an infinity scarf, put it around your neck, and then just wrap and have fun.
Wow.
They change the whole look in the outfit.
Are they on your website right now?
They are.
Okay.
They are. Everything's on my website, and I make a few other products that, we have 8 minutes to showcase what we do. So can't show you all, so just go to PoshFELT.com. I'm open 24/7.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Maureen.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thanks for being here with us. And we're gonna send it over to Soli Pierce. Soli?
Hey guys, can you hear?
Yeah.
Hey, welcome to our Party Central. I'm so excited to be here with this amazing group of talented women and a few great men. Actually, 3 great men. So you will have the pleasure of meeting them after me. So I have been making my hand-painted wooden salad bowls in the Hudson Valley for 27 years. I started this kind of as a fluke, as a way to stay home with my then young son. And I sent a little prayer up to the universe, help me find something where I can stay home, use my talent, and raise my kid. And literally the next morning, I woke up and I went, bowls? Really? I have a master's in architecture and environmental design. I've always been a painter, but I never really had confidence in myself that I could pull off a business. But for whatever reason, my love of bringing people around the table and home, this is really what I was meant to do. 500,000 bowls now are around the world, and they are all still in use. They are very hardy. Each piece of wood is hand turned, hand painted, sealed 8 times. My work's been offered at the Philly Museum with the Cezanne show. I've had a lot of partnerships with the MFA in Boston, most recently with the John Singer Sargent show. But my best and my favorite things are the people I've met at the shows over the years, who have not only told me that the bowls have become like part of their family, but they've become part of my Sherwood family, because this really is about bringing people around the table. And for me, and I really believe this, the bowls are beautiful, and these are my classic collections. I've done these for a long time, flowers, things in nature that inspire me. I moved on to a kind of a more natural look. But what really happens is around the table and what the people put into it. So, it's like vessels, and vessels create moments, vessels create magic. And we hope that this is, part of your ability to bring some moments and magic around your tables. Here's a lot of my collection up here. I have a really great website, and there's a lot of videos of a lot of the people who've had them over the years. So check that out. There's a nice video a filmmaker made about how I came to this. So go to my website and see that. But I'm in the middle of the woods, and maybe because I've gotten older, or I'm just simplifying so many things in my life, that what I'm really loving now is this kind of new natural collection of wood I'm doing. And these actually take me longer than the painted ones. And even though I still sell a lot of the painted ones, this is kind of where my heart is at right now. And I'm pairing them with these really beautiful handmade servers made from recycled teak. Also, all the wood I source is from natural, sustainable forests, and we plant a tree for every bowl we sell. So we indeed have made our own Sherwood forest somewhere in the world. We used to do hand, paint to match, but I don't do that anymore. We just do either color or natural. These are also available if you just want a simple little gift on the website. And they're sealed 8 times for a lifetime of use. I don't know, like, do you have any questions?
You actually, somebody had a great question, which is, can you show us the different sizes of the bowls?
Oh, definitely. I'm going to start with the mother bowl. Like this is the 18. This is like a huge, huge bowl. But this is made from one piece of wood. And then my most popular size is the 15-inch. I'll get that from up here. That's this size. And that's great for an every night bowl for 2, and will also go up to 8. But it also holds the center of a table or counter really well. And most people leave these out as a functional piece of art. So it is really like a gift that keeps on giving. Like, I'm just looking at myself here, and I have to say, I love Meghan's jewelry. I play with this all the time. And I love PoshFELT's colors because I am a color freak too, as you can see from my classic collection, and even how I've used color with my new natural collection. There's something about the way colors vibrate together that kind of bring joy or peace or a sense of calm. And I am very responding to that as well in my work.
And so, speaking of colors, you showed us earlier today this like magical tealy, greeny blue that is just so delicious. I need everybody else to see it.
Yeah, this is just such a beautiful color. And each one of these,
yes.
yeah, with these bowls, like to find wood with this much clear open grain, this is like top of the line to find this completely. When I do, not that the bowls that are solid are in any way substandard, but I could have a very brackish or grain that was unattractive and painted solid and you wouldn't know. With these, it's actually harder for me to get bowls with this that we can use because the grain has to be, impeccable. And each one is unique like a snowflake, but I guarantee you each one is exquisite in its own way.
And you were saying your favorite color these days is that very bright green.
I love that. And then whenever we ship, and we ship a lot of gifts from my little barn. When I started this, I just had my little room, and then the bowls were all over the house. And then the Amish came and built a barn for me, which was so beautiful. And the man who made this happen said, "Oh my gosh, you've got to help this woman. She really needs a space." And I have a very 1-lane road through the woods. So it's not like you could come and drop a prefab something onto my property. They had to come and construct it. So they drove in early one morning with everything, with the Mennonites with their hats, and they built a barn. So I feel like that was just like such a blessing to my business. And so we ship from the barn. The UPS truck, comes down every day to pick up work to send it out. A few have gotten caught in my little one-lane road a few times and had to be towed out, but you know, every bowl is one at a time, handmade, hand painted with love, and
And because you do that, do you take custom color requests?
if I like it. If I don't, I won't.
Your work, you got to send it out into the world that way, right?
It has to work for my sensibility. One of the best ideas I ever had actually came from the curator at the Philadelphia Museum of Art. And he said, would you do this pattern for their show in this blue and green? And I had never thought about this combo together, but I could see it. I could see it in my mind's eye. And I went, oh yeah. And it has become, and I'm not even really a blue person, but I love how it works. I do it in the new naturals too. So I will listen, but if it doesn't make sense within,
Right.
I won't do it.
Well, thank you for that and for that
Thank you.
explanation. And with that, we will send it over to Robin and Kevin.
Thanks, guys.
Hi, Kevin is just unmuting us.
Nope, you're unmuted.
Here we go. My name is Robin McLaughlin, and this is my husband, Kevin, with the creative forces behind Stonecrop Beadworks. Soli, I love your bowls. I've always loved them, but the new naturals are really speaking to me. Gorgeous.
Oh, thank you so much. I love your work too. Let's talk.
Good idea. Kevin is not going to sit here right now because he's going to operate the camera that's allowing me to make close-ups of some of our work because it's very intricate and hard to see. I've been beading for over 40 years. I left a career in nursing to bead, but I've always wanted to express myself creatively. I've tried a lot of different mediums. I sewed and I felted and I knit and crocheted. We had sheep and goats and rabbits and tried the whole thing, moving up from Long Island to the country. And beading just became the thing that really worked for me the most. It was really like a meditation, and really still is. I love it. So I wanted to show you some of my pieces. Some of them would be perfect if you want to buy yourself a gift. I have some smaller things that would be nice to give as a gift. So I'll start with carnelian because it's maybe Kevin can. Yeah, that's such a beautiful piece. Carnelian is a stone of courage. The ancient Egyptians used to put it into their breast. Thank you. Breast shields, because they believed it would give them courage. Why not? So I bead around the stone. Kevin does these tubes out of beads. We actually make beads out of beads, and the rest is carnelian. One of the things I also really love about this piece, the beaded bail I made on the back. Little things are exciting to me. I string it using a wire called Soft Flex. It's 49 strands of stainless steel, wrapped in nylon. And the piece also has an extender, so you can wear it more than one length. This is a piece of azurite, and the beads on the top are lapis. I really, really like this piece too. Maybe I can get a little closer to show you this one. I love the brick color inside of the very rich blue, and I try to match that with the beads. I used lapis instead of the azurite because it's a little stronger. This stone, the cabochon, is protected with sterling silver, which I also sign. Sorry if it's flashing you. Also an extender. I forgot to show you this little piece of carnelian, if you want a little bit of courage. We call this design a mandala because of the Buddhist mandala shape. And back. Okay. I also do bracelets. I do one that's a magnetic. It has a magnetic clasp in it. So with a safety chain, so you're not going to lose it. All of the beads are the same beads that we use on the necklaces. And this one happens to be all turquoise. I use the same very strong wire. And it has a little magnetic clasp that makes it fun. I bead these flat bracelets using a polymer braided wire. Kevin does the tubes. Kevin is a great silversmith also, and this is all sterling silver. I like to stack them. So these are fun. These little bracelets are really popular as a gift. So what's next? We have earrings. This is a new pair that I just made out of abalone. Has a nice little wiggle. There. And I have a pair of malachite. If you'd rather a smaller pair of earrings, which also would be a nice little gift, I have these amethyst. Is this the bigger one? The camera?
Yeah.
Oh.
So you just showed several different types of earrings. There was a post, there was the different backings, and then somebody just also asked, do you make earrings for non-pierced ears?
I do. I actually don't have pierced ears myself, so I do wear clips. And there you go.
Just a simple
Yeah.
pop. There it is.
I always meant to pierce my ears. My mother wouldn't let me when I lived home. And I don't know, I just have not had the time to do it. Or maybe I'm just afraid of her, even though she's not here anymore. So I really love this piece. It's a Dalmatian jasper. Also the mandala side that I bead around. And they're very tiny seed beads, a millimeter big, if you can imagine that. It's really, really tiny. We have the tubes, and this one has a really cool little clasp that has a magnet in it. It's called a dexterity clasp. It has a little magnet, and you squeeze it to open it. And all the findings are sterling. We try to buy all of our silver that's been recycled. And also the stones, whenever possible, we buy from stonecutters that we know, so we know that they've been ethically mined. That is important.
So I did have one other question, which is so through your website, if you buy a gift, is there like a special thing? Like, is there a way to do that specifically to buy a gift?
I have to say, when somebody wants to give some of our work as a gift, that feels so special to me. And yes, we have on the website, actually it's an Etsy site. We have a place that you can request it to be gift wrapped and send me a little message, what you would like it to say on the card, and I'll put it in a card and I'll wrap it and send it to the person with tracking information so that you can follow and know when they got it. Pretty exciting. Very frequently, somebody will get something as a gift and they become a customer also. So that's also a perk of gifts. So,
That also means that your customers know their people, and that's really exciting too. When,
yes,
when
yes.
people.
But we also, if somebody says I have to buy a gift, but I have no idea what to get, I'll say, well, tell me their hair color, tell me what they wear, tell me their size. And we're both pretty good at figuring out our work that works for somebody else, because sometimes buying a gift can be a little complicated, and it's, you know, it's one of the things I really like to do. So.
Well, I'm sure you will hear from some people after this party for that. And thank you so much for being
Thank you so much.
both of you. And it was really fun with the double camera. So thank you for taking the time to do that. And we're going to send it over to Robbie and Lisa.
Got it. Hello, guys. Welcome to our workspace. I'm Ravi.
I'm Lisa.
And we own Beebop and Wally, which is named after two cats. And we're based in downtown Manhattan. So a little backstory about us. We met about 30 odd years ago down in Tribeca.
I was bartending and taking classes at FIT, which is the Fashion Institute of Technology here in New York City.
And I was working for a brokerage company, which was right across the street. And my colleagues and I used to spend a lot of time drinking at Lisa's bar, which is how I got to know her. So we started making clothes about 95, 96, and these were two of the first pieces we ever made. Lisa's holding up a turtleneck out of polo fleece, and it's got a contrast stitching
and
thumb holes. And this is a little zippy jacket with a hood, contrasting zipper, contrasting color.
And
so
we still do make them occasionally today.
And so we've sort of expanded that look to all this stuff that you see behind us right now, like a sweater coat, a little oversized hoodie, a sweater dress, dresses, skirts, jackets, a whole bunch of different things. And we're gonna jump in and show that to you in a little bit. So we started selling all the stuff back in 95, 96 over at Tower Records Flea Market. I'm sure a lot of folks who are from New York City probably remember that market. Great little market, lots of great artists. And we used to sell there. We used to sell this market on Spring and Wooster Street down in Soho. And we did the Christmas markets, and then we used to have a store up in the East Village. And but the last 10 years or so, we've been traveling a lot, doing art shows around the country, as far away as Denver, Colorado, Austin, Texas, Greenville, South Carolina. Absolutely gorgeous. We love traveling, though it gets to be a little difficult sometimes. So as to our inspiration, we love retro and vintage stuff. Lisa loves thrift stores. And I think we've been to literally every single thrift store between here in Texas. And we've got the tchotchkes to prove it as well. So let's get back in there. Let me show you the kind of stuff we do.
I'm going to try some things on.
Cool. So this is the Georgie sweater coat. This is 100% wool. It's got the asymmetrical contrasting zipper and contrasting stitch. And it's got a contrasting, an asymmetrical hemline. The right side is a little bit longer than the left side.
And the one I'm trying on is like really fuzzy.
It's very fun. It's got this particular print's called Pink Bubbles. So underneath this, we have the stretchy dress, which is probably a most popular fall, winter, maybe early spring dress. Great fabric, easy to wear. It's a great travel dress if you're looking for one. You can wear it as is or dress it up with tights and boots if you need to when it gets colder. This is the Hadley coat. Well, it's more like a sweater coat than a coat. Again, contrasting stitching, really big pockets, thumb holes,
hood,
and the hood. Very important. So, and underneath that, we've got the pebble dress. Again, really comfy, really cozy, keep you warm, great little dress to throw on if you just run into the store or soccer practice, whatever else people do. Ready? Okay. And this one, what do you call this? Oh, this is the Heidi coat. And we love this print. It's very, very amusing. Laura, I still haven't heard you laugh, love.
There you go.
And underneath here again, we have the pebble dress. We want to show you. All the stuff we do, we have loads of different colors, loads of different prints. And our website, the pictures are really, really good. So you're able to see the texture and the colors pretty easily. And we'll grab this. This is the hazel dress coat. Again, contrasting buttons, a little contrasting hidden zipper, 3/4 length bell sleeves, and we've got a little skirt out of the same fabric and stitching, And we've got a couple of jackets that go with it. That's a Peggy jacket, which is a bit more boxy. And then that's a Jackie jacket, which is a little bit more fitted. Named after Jackie O. So that's the kind of stuff that we do. If you guys have any questions, we're happy to take them.
Yeah, I do have a couple of questions.
Yeah.
Let me find them. Do you have any favorite pieces?
We love this particular coat, the Georgie sweater coat. It's also a best-selling fall winter item. It's just really fun. It's very different, it's very funky, and also, if I may, it's funky and elegant. If you could sort of combine the two.
I love that color combo.
Thank you. And we do it. This one is wool, that one's wool, but we also do it a whole bunch of fleece fabrics.
This one's also.
This is also wool, but we have loads of fleece and Berbers that we do it out of if you're allergic to wool.
That's good to know. Yeah, I personally am allergic to wool, so everybody wants to know that. And if somebody was looking for a gift for somebody, what would you suggest as a good gift item?
This would be if it's someone special and you want something extravagant or really special. This would be a great thing to give. You want something simpler, say for someone younger. The pebble dress is really cute, easy to slip on. It's got the little hoodie. It's pretty sporty, casual.
Layer it, which is cute.
Yeah, and we ship for free, and you've got 6 months to decide if you like it or not. We'd be happy to take exchanges or returns.
And you also make masks, right? Which is like the stocking stuffer gift of the season.
Yeah, great idea, Laura. Thank you.
This one's really cute, little Asian print.
Yeah, and these 2 layers of cotton, and then two layers of interfacing in between, an inside pocket for an extra filter. It's got a little brush up here so you can mold it to the top of your nose. And then we use braided elastic rather than we use knitted rather than braided. So it's easy, it's more comfortable to wear for long periods of time. We wear this every time we leave the house. We've got the mask on, so it needs to be pretty comfy.
Yeah, I mean, you're in New York City, you got it. And then someone's asking the range of sizes of your clothing. So you go extra small to 14.
For the dresses, extra small to large, and for the coats, pretty much small, medium, large, because people always gonna wear something underneath them. So we didn't make the extra smalls.
That's fantastic. And where do you source your materials from?
Where are we? At the back of Macy's. I'm kidding.
The dumpster.
The dumpster behind Macy's.
They probably have great stuff in the dumpster, by the way.
But there is no alley behind Macy's. I think it's a line from Friends or something. So all these ones are all from a mill in America. This particular fabric, we found it's from Italy, but we have a couple of people in Midtown that we buy from, and one's a jobber, so they always have different kinds of fabrics. Even this one, it's I don't know whether it's made in America, but we get it from
so from all over, and you constantly have different colors.
Exactly.
And
when we travel, we try to find fabric shops just to pop in and take a look.
That's which is super fun. I mean, you never know what you're going to find. A mood dress.
In the fabric store.
Yeah. Well, thank you both so much for being here.
Appreciate it.
And we'll see you again soon. And we're going to pop over to Agelio Batle.
Hi, thanks for having me, Laura, and everyone at Art Party Central. I just wanted to say, first off, thank you for setting up this wonderful format for getting artists back together again, to be in their sort of community, to show our work to, in a public sort of way. And, it's been a year, nearly a year now, and I really miss it. And all the other artists I talk to miss it dearly. And this is a wonderful way to kind of get us back together. Anyway, my name's Agelio, and both my wife and I, Delia, we run Batle Studio, and we make these things. So if you haven't seen them before, these are made of graphite. So graphite is a carbon material. It's a natural mineral that's found all over the world. this is the same stuff that is in pencils. So this, it's a sculpture when it's like this, but it actually can draw on paper, any kind of paper. Any part of it will draw. And it's a formula that I figured out that doesn't rub off on your hands. So, you know, my hands stay clean. Doesn't rub off. There's a natural plant-based resin that I compound the graphite with, and that's why it doesn't rub off in your hands. This was actually a cast of my son's hand when he was 6 years old. He's now 24. So many years ago. We've been doing these for 22 years now, 22 going on 23 years. So it's been quite a while. Everything that we make actually comes in a nice box. This is one of the boxes for the hand. I kind of did a play on number 2 here, like a number 2 pencil. And it's actually close to a number 2 pencil in terms of its darkness. But it's number 2 because number 1 was my own hand that I made in '98. Still kind of looks the same, hasn't aged too much in that time. And this was the first thing I made, and it was more in my sculpture practice. So my background is I'm a sculptor. I studied sculpture at CCAC, which is a art school here in the Bay Area. I'm talking from San Francisco, by the way, all the way across the country. So, and so the hands were the very first things that I made. And I make them by first, these I actually cast directly from my son's hand, but everything after that, I started carving them because I wanted them to be a certain size. And I start by carving a piece of clay. So this is a very fine bodied clay. And this is a piece that I'm working on for the Noguchi Museum in New York. Noguchi's work is very streamlined and modern. And so I took inspiration from his work to create these pieces. I've got 5 pieces now in the collection that they sell in the store at the Noguchi Museum. So, so this is just going to be an extension of that work. But more recently, I started making smaller things. So this is something very new. It's these are pencil blocks. So these are, this one in particular is a little motorcycle, and it's unusual for what I have been doing in the past. This is more, usually I do things like plants and animals. And for instance, this is a raven that I've made. And this is more typical of what I've done in the last couple of years, I've sort of expanded it to be, you know, these other kinds of objects that are a little more fun that might be appropriate for kids, although adults play with them as well. And then the other newer thing that I make is I started making these pieces that actually incorporate a pad of paper. So this is 200 sheets of paper, and the object inside, this is a cat in here. So you can take this off and set it down on a desk, and you'll have sort of a nesting little animal inside, also graphite, of course. And so it becomes a kind of all-in-one gift. This has been a really popular gift. You know, everything comes packaged, you know, or in a very nice box. This is the next size up that I make. It's this is an owl. So you can see I do a lot of work to make the details just right. This is sort of based on a great horned owl. So if you look at my site, I'm really crazy about birds. I do a lot of birding. I still bird a little bit, but in my youth, I really was crazy about bird. We have a great bird count in Point Reyes that I participated in, and I'm very finicky about the accuracy of the bird. I want to be able to recognize the bird when you see it. So the other things I have are the large pieces. I call them classics, but they come in a nice, beautiful box. And my boxes are made across the bay in Oakland. This is an example of the sort of a canine. This is it's sort of based on a wolf-like, dog-like creature, and I kind of mix them together so that they have are sort of universally dog-like, canine-like. And this one, and I try to do that for most of them. I try to, if I have such a really nice, delicate face, you know, I encourage people to use the back end so that you can wear this down more quickly. And typically something this big will last, oh my goodness, there's probably 70, 80 pencils worth of graphite in here. And for the, you know, a dozen pencils, which are like these things, these smaller ones, have about the blocks that I make have about a dozen pencils in them. One pencil lasts the average user about a month. So this would last about a year if you used it in a typical way that you would use a pencil. Most people just have them sort of as sculpture or an object on a table, so they don't use it quite like a pencil. And the other thing is that it's sort of new is with every order that we get today for today's presentation, as long as you write unruly paper on it, you'll get this paper that I made with this organization here in San Francisco where I made these really crazy papers. So they look like a standard ruled paper, but they are actually unusual and unconventional. And I think they open up unconventional thinking for people who end up using them. So there's 6 different designs. This has kind of a meandering margin. You can see the red line kind of break up there. And there's a bunch of other fun designs. This one has a tiny bit in the corner. You can see. Anyway, so that's a real fun one. So in the notes section at checkout, just write unruly paper and we'll put a whole pack of 12 in there, 6 different designs. So
That's so generous.
yeah, I thought it'd be just fun to kind of get a little crazy today.
And we did have some questions in the chat, but we've actually run out of time. So what I'm going to encourage people to do is hang out at the end and we'll get to those questions because there's some really great ones in there. So we'll get there. And someone just asked this one really quick question. Do you sell the paper or is it only giveaway?
We do sell them.
Okay.
So they're also online, but yeah. So outside of, as long as you put that between now and you know, this holiday to the January 1st, we'll honor it.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And we'll get to those other questions. I don't want people to think we're ignoring them. And we're going to send it over to our last artist of the evening. I can't believe it. Karla GUDEON.
Hey there. So I am so happy to be here and I'm so happy to see so many people tonight on our platform, and I'm going to pat myself and my friends on the back because I think we have done the greatest thing with bad circumstances. And when we were suffering without shows, it's nothing like a group of badass women getting together who are creative to come up with something that is working for so many people. So it's working for you to come see us and it's working for us to see you. So I'm thrilled. Thank you. And I'm Karla of Karla GUDEON Art and Design. And I create the original artwork behind me, which is hand watercolored engraving, as well as goods and gifts for the home. And I loved hearing everyone's backstory, and I've given a little of mine at the different parties. I'll give a little bit differently tonight, which is going way back. I come from a family that really celebrates the arts, like really encourages people to go for it and go make your life in the arts. There's a great aunt that had classical concerts in her apartment. There's my grandfather, the dentist, that was oil painting, pastel drawing, jewelry making with the gold he filled teeth with, dentist. There's composers. It was force fed. And I loved it. And I went to Parsons School of Design and majored in illustration, and then didn't know what to do with myself. And that was my only stint as a sculptor, was sculpting for a rather naughty bakery in New York City. And after that, with that being the only thing on a resume, I started teaching little kids reading, writing, and arithmetic. But after many years, and again, this need to get back to what I love to do, I wanted to do something where I gave people my watercolor, where it became my job, not just my hobby. And I figured out how to do that with hand colored engraving. So all my work starts off with a metal plate. Here's an actual plate. This is for a 5x7 tree of life. And I'm going to try and move it so you can see that the lines are incised. Most printmaking linoleum blocks, woodcuts, their relief, you roll ink and stamp down. This is intaglio work. You put the ink inside the lines, pull it through a press. And with that, I get the print from the plate on the paper. And it makes this beautiful embossment onto this gorgeous paper, which I work directly with my paper maker in India. We're at home phone on 2 a.m. And it's made from plant-based products, which is jute, which is a natural product. And then from that stage, I go in and I hand paint every single piece. So no two ever come out exactly alike. And everything is watercolor, even the solid opaques. I kind of abuse the medium. No one knows how I do it, including me, but I don't know how to do it any other way. And then I add the metallic gold illumination to my piece. And being that it's the holidays, I kind of changed my backdrop up for this. And I chose one of my favorites, which has Hebrew in it, which says, Ashrei yoshvei beitecha, which translates to happy are those who dwell in your house. And that actually came about because we had an artist that my extended family collects above my fireplace, but it was kind of dark and depressing. And one day somebody said, make something happy for above your fireplace. So I've done it in oranges and yellows for many years. I just changed it for blues for me. I believe there's a friend of mine on the Zoom that has the only one in purples because I have the flexibility to change the colors. And another thing that I'm going to get very short here, I'm challenged here, but I'm going to stand up. Another thing I can show you is how different the paper makes. So this is the same tree of life from the same plate. And this is what it looks like on white. And this is what it looks like on the handmade paper. And my trees all have deep significance to me. That means we're both rooted, we branch out, and then I show how life is filled with twists and turns by the barks on my tree, which I think would also make a great Hanukkah present. Another thing that I do is so many clients have said, do you have something Judaic in this theme? Do you have something secular in that? And I do doubles that work for everybody because I like making everybody happy. I like being accommodating. So I go cross-cultural and I have the tree of life, both with the English for tree of life and the Hebrew for tree of life. I do a Hamsa, which crosses into Islam, Judaism, and some Christian areas, which is a symbol of protection. One of my favorites is my lovebirds, and that can be hand inscribed with the couple's name. And then I have this one, which says beshert, which is a Yiddish word, which means you found your soulmate, but it can also be synonymous with meant to be. So, you know, if you want to use it heavy duty, you found the love of your life. Lightly, what do you want for dinner? Thai food. Oh, me too. So that's beshert. So that's a little bit of getting both in there. And one last one that shows the crossover is I have my tucked in. The other day I felt like different colors, same plate, same print, different frame, different colors. And then because it makes me think of my grandma's Yiddish, I have Geschlafen. Laura, did you have any questions for me?
I do have a question. So you mentioned something about your paper guy in India that you work with. Can you tell us a little bit more about your different papers?
Sure. So the piece behind me, the large one, that's on white, which is made from rice straw. And then I use another paper, which is green, which is made from garlic skin. And then the two with the light blue behind me, that's called a Thai unreal paper. And it's translucent thin and has striads of blue in it. And I use it for a process called shinkole, where I adhere the thin paper to the heavier paper as I'm printmaking.
So interesting. Who knew? I mean, it's not enough to do the actual printing process, but to also then choose the paper.
And I choose very carefully. I marry a paper to a piece for the plate for what I think will convey the best emotion that I want the pieces to have. I want everything to give you a feeling when you look at it. That's the whole idea when I make my work, is I want it to have an emotional center.
Well, I feel things when I look at it. You showed us some of your little ones in that last series. Do you have a personal favorite of your little ones?
I do.
Not supposed to have favorite children, but,
okay, so it makes me very, very happy. Okay, well, I'll lead with one of my favorites, but it's not my absolute favorite, but this I created for myself when I went through a hard time, and I find it fuels a lot of people when they're going through a hard time, or even joyous times when they're transitioning. This is when one door closes, another door opens. So divorce after many years, I needed this. People need it for all sorts of losses, but then even something happy like a change of career. But my absolute favorite, even though that one was done very personally for me, I designed it and I just decided it makes me the happiest, is my little seize the day. And I like the message. I love my little illustration coming from an illustration background, and I hang it where it's the first thing I see when I wake up in the morning.
He's so cute.
Can I share one other of my little favorites? This
I
is
think
my
you have
son.
time for 2 more.
Oh, good. Okay, so one day I woke up and decided I had to do a portrait of my sons, but I had to draw what I thought they would look like if they were birds. So my night owl is my solid, self-assured, way too confident older son. And then my quirkier younger son is my normal is overrated. These are my little birds here. And then because I had to put myself in the mix, we have a little bootylicious going on here. And this I have been told might be one number too small. This is called one in every family. And as in my family and others, I think one is understated. There could be more than one.
But that's the beauty of being able to customize, is you could technically
Exactly.
add another balloon. Thank you so much, Karla.
Thank you. Thanks, Laura.
And thank you to all of the artists that were here with us today for sharing their stories and showing us their incredible work. It was a really fun party. And we also wanted to thank all of you that came today. Before we draw the 7 raffle prizes, we just wanted to let you know how much we appreciate you. You are why these artists make their work in the first place. So many of you recognize the challenges that these artists are facing without shows, and we often get asked how you can help. And honestly, the easiest way for you to help is to keep coming back to these parties and to bring your friends and help us spread the word. And tell anyone you think that would appreciate learning about handmade, or is looking for gifts or anything else. And we're so loving having this platform to connect again, and can't wait to see it grow with your help. And also, as with everything these days, everybody has social media, so likes and shares and follows, they really do mean the world to all of us. It's really a way of sending your love and giving these artists like a little extra boost of inspiration to keep making every day. So we are getting ready to choose the raffle winners. I am just awaiting them. Oh, I got them. It's very exciting. So I have them in text message, so I apologize for looking down. So we are going to choose one winner from each of the artists, and you are going to get a $50 gift certificate if your name is called. The winners, we ask that you put your names and email addresses into the chat if you are a winner. It's how we know where to send the gift certificate, because it comes through email. And we encourage everyone to unmute themselves now and cheer for the winners. It's super fun that way. So feel free to unmute yourselves. And I will now, the fun of pulling the game. So,
Drum roll.
Yes, drum roll. I try and do it on the desk. So the first winner is for Meghan Patrice Riley Jewelry, and the winner is Gail Group.
Woohoo!
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. So great, Meghan. Thank you.
Our second winner is for PoshFELT, and the winner there is, and we pull these randomly, so sometimes the name is not just one name. It's Rick and Jody. Winner for Sherwood Forest Design.
It's a different Jody.
What was that? It was one set of people that was Rick and Jody was the name on there. on their thing. So sorry if that just was a bummer for somebody. So Sherwood
Hey, not
Forest
deep.
is Patty Goodman.
Yeah.
Reminder to put your email in
salad, don't you?
in the chat.
I did.
And so the next winner is for Stonecrop Beadworks, and the winner is Marion Pardo.
Marianne.
Butchering names. The next winner goes to Beebop and Wally, and that winner is Martha Vrana Bossart. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm super excited.
Two left. The next one is for Batle Studio, and the winner is Jean Rip.
Yay!
Jean.
So jealous.
Me too. I'm jealous.
And the final winner is for Karla GUDEON Art and Design, and the winner is Lisa Cooney. Congratulations to all of the winners. And again, reminder to just put your email in if you haven't yet. Because we want everyone to leave feeling like they've won something, you all will receive a coupon code for 10% off of all 7 of the makers' websites. The coupon will be good from today through December 11th. So head on over to their websites and do some retail therapy and shop early because the holiday season's here and shipping is a challenge. So, the coupon code for today's party is DEC05 Art Party, and we'll put that in the chat. And we will also follow up with an email to everyone who RSVP'd with this code and links to the artist websites from today's party. We want you to have access to all of it. And I just want to ask our fabulous co-host if there are any email addresses we still need from the raffle winners before we continue.
That was great.
There are a couple, but I'm just going to sort through them and you guys go ahead and chat.
Okay, sounds good. So again, thank you all so much for coming today. This was so much fun, and we look forward to having many more parties soon. I do want to just again thank Sam Stone for helping co-host today. You may not have in the background, making sure that everything runs smoothly.
I was dying to win a Karla GUDEON, but I couldn't get it.
And also just make sure to check out Sam's website, swanandstone.com. The holiday season is in full swing, and we have our biggest week yet. We have 4 days of parties next week, which is 8 total parties. And each day we'll have a different mix of artists, and you'll receive an email with all of the information on who's coming. And you can RSVP at artpartycentral.org. I think I could speak for all the artists by saying you guys are fantastic and we miss seeing you in person, but this has been such a great way to stay connected.
Thank you.
We do have a few minutes left to say hi. If you'd like to stay and hang out, feel free, and we'll open it up for chat. If you need to go, we understand that too, and we want to just let you know that's okay. So at this point, you can unmute yourselves and let's get to some extra questions here. I know we had some for Agelio that I would love to get to.
Yeah, I would like to know about the hands in the back.
Exactly.
So there, some of them are just gestures that I found from, different cultures. Well, these are all fairly universal, like the peace, open hand. This is a fist, and but there's some that I made more recently that are mudras. This is a hand that you'll see in yoga or meditation when people are kind of meditating.
But they all write.
Yeah, everything I make is made of graphite. So yeah, this will write just like a pencil, and any part of it will write. So this is the tip of the finger, but this is the back edge also writes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I have the feet. The feet are great. I write with the big toes.
There was
Still
a
writing?
question, Agelio, about at what point, like how long do you have to write with, let's say you're using one of the hands of yours. How long do you have to like write before you really start to see the form change?
You know, it's different for every design. So for instance, you know, like this antler, this one will slowly go down. And this would, you know, maybe that would, to get it to here might take a couple of years. But the way I suggest people write with them is to rotate them as you use them so that they will wear down gracefully and maintain a bit of its shape. So a lot of the shapes will wear down gracefully, like the twigs, like this horn. Things like the hand, you know, I like using the tip, but you can use the back end as well. So you can choose how gracefully they wear, depending on the design. But to give you an idea, like this is a quill. Again, I like to use the end, but if you did use that tip, like that tip, if you just did the tip only, that might have 2 pencils worth. So that might last you, I don't know, like a year for a typical use of a person that a person uses.
Thank you for that.
Sure.
That was really helpful. Did anybody have other specific questions for any of the artists?
How do we care?
Yes, I'd like to see a better view of the wool coat with the moose.
Oh,
It's not wool.
it's not wool. It's the top part of it. It's basically 100% polyester. The top part of it is so this is a Berber, and this is 100% polyester. It's got a little velvety feel to it.
Okay, but where's the moose? Hold it up higher. Wonderful. And then he's on the front also.
Yes.
He's on the front. He's walking.
Fabulous. Oh, that's great. I love it.
Thank you so much.
Very good.
They're the voters that put you here, and now you have to work for us. And so, as I think,
Yeah, you shout out your questions. We'll keep going. Someone just asked about seeing one of the insides of the bags.
And wait behind
Maureen,
things so that we can see change and see action on.
just do that. You need to unmute yourself, sweetie.
Ways, but we have an incredible opportunity.
If somebody's watching television in the background, it's coming through for all of us. So if you wouldn't mind muting yourself, that would be really helpful.
So you wanted to see the inside of the toe, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Totally.
Yes. So there's an outside pocket here as well. Here, I do have stuffing in this one. Can you see the inside?
Oh, that's nice with the pocket there.
It's a very deep pocket.
Hey.
So you can fit a wallet or your cell phone. And then also there's feet on the bottom and a snap closure.
That's so
nice.
I
know. Feel free to shout out more questions, you guys. We're here to like show you things.
Patty, would you mind muting yourself? I have a lot of noise coming from your background. Thank you.
Maureen, what kind of wool is it? What kind
It's three. So the bag itself is made out of wool felt, which is 3 millimeter thick, and then the handles, they're really substantial. I cut every single handle by, you know what, I'm sorry, are you, okay, well.
You can see it.
Can you see me? Okay, so that's 5 millimeter thick. And
That's all.
It's all wool felt.
Wow.
And it's all cut with my hands. I'm pretty good at it. It's pretty straight.
Yeah. And you can
Just
buy different straps, right?
Correct.
Different
Yes.
colors if you want to change it.
Different colors. So the bag comes with a strap that you choose, but if you wanted to, it's always nice to have an extra strap, maybe one for spring, one for fall, one for winter, one because
Based on your lipstick,
I'm feeling hot pink today. So
Thank you.
I hope that answered your question.
It did. I had a question for Soli that popped into the chat earlier, which is, how do you take care of the bowls?
Thanks, Laura. Super easy, hand wash, soap and water. You know, they've been sealed 8 times, so you could have the goopiest, thickest balsamic vinegar. It's not going to stain it. It's not even going to stain a white bowl. So they're very hardy, very durable. I had one client once who said, I don't really believe you, you know. I said, I'll give you my cell phone. And, you know, I have really developed a lot of trust with the people over time, but he came back to me. He gave me such a hard time. And he said, do you remember me? I said, yep, I do. How are you? He said, you know, I didn't believe you. And I said, I know you didn't. And he said, I really owe you an apology. He said, our house was destroyed in a tornado. Everything. He said, the only thing left was your bowl floating in the basement. He said, thank you. Like, you can't make this kind of stuff up. So yes, they really hold up to daily use. One quick thing I just wanted to say that I forgot to say, that for all the Art Party people, we are giving this little free Serve It Forward gift because we've all helped each other through this pandemic. So that's just an add-on, and give that to somebody who's helped you. So thanks, Art Party. I've had a blast.
Thank you, Soli. That's such a beautiful gesture. And I personally had a question for Robin from Stonecrop. There was a purple mandala necklace that was sort of visible, but we didn't actually get to talk about.
This one?
Yeah. Can you see that, lovely?
This is amethyst.
What catches the light really nicely there.
Yeah. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if it was going to, but I think it did too. I love amethyst. It's my birthstone.
Oh,
so pretty.
Purple's my favorite color, so I always have purple things.
I thought it was.
You thought it was what?
Aqua.
Oh no, I enjoyed that bowl enough.
Green. I think you have a lot of favorites.
The Soli's favorite was the green.
Okay.
Thank you for showing me that.
You're welcome.
And
there's a question for Beebop in the chat.
Yeah, and is there a location to try on your clothing?
There isn't. I mean, we're down in Soho in the city. Cases are rising so quickly this last couple of days that we just don't want to take the risk. But going forward, once this is over, we've set up a showroom in the front of our workspace, and we'd love to have people come over, but not until it's safe to do so.
That's very smart and thoughtful.
Yeah. I was in your hood
Do
yesterday.
you take returns?
Sorry?
Since you don't have space, do you take returns?
Oh, absolutely. You have 6 months to exchange or return it.
Oh, wow. That's very generous return policy.
There's another quick question. Just another quick question. How do they run by size in the chat?
You want to take that one? By size?
Are they pretty true to size, or?
The extra small be 2-4, small be 4-6.
8-10,
8-10, 10-12, 12-14.
It depends on the item. Some things run slightly bigger, and some things, like our large is usually a 12-14, but some things might be a 10-12. It just depends what it is, but we say it on the website.
But if you email us, we can measure the exact measurement, like in inches, and send that off to you. And again, if you don't like it, just send it back. I'd be happy to.
And do you can you like shorten something? Somebody just asked if the lengths can be ordered shorter.
We can.
For the most part, yes.
But
unless it's completely lined and it's the
Right.
lining and the items connected, then it's complicated.
otherwise,
Yeah.
of course, no problem at all.
I
Fantastic.
assume if we do something like that, it would not be returnable because it
Oh,
would be considered custom,
No.
right?
Sadly, no.
That makes sense.
Just wanted to clarify that.
I want to see some more NPR jewelry. I don't know about you guys, but I need a little bit more of a fix. There's a piece on your board there. It's sort of in the middle. It's to the yep, that piece to your left. That one. Your hand.
Yes, this one. Okay, this is.
I don't know that piece.
Oh yeah, this has become popular. It's funny because I did this a little bit longer, and this is what I typically wear. Is this? It's based on.
Is it based on your like really long, fabulous one that I'm obsessed with?
Yeah. This is the one I wear that I showed earlier. Then I did a much more everyday version. So again, taking some of the elements and scaling them down. And this is every color mixed in together. So there's silvers and golds and bronzes and little gold and silver bits.
Very yummy.
What is that called on your website?
This is the line segments. And you'll see this is the 18-inch. So this is the short. There's a medium, which is 22-inch. A long version at 30. And then the maxi is the full breastplate, basically. So that is this is going to go down to a 36-inch from 18 to 36-inch. And then this one is going to be more of a true, I feel like this is a cute t-shirt length.
Yeah.
It's
You
really
have
nice
to-
and all gold
Do you
too.
have to plate those, Megan?
Pardon me?
Do you plate the
Love
sandals?
it.
I plate the cables actually plated, gold and silver. That's the fine silver right there. That's the yellow gold. And then there's gunmetal and bronze. And then the gold and silver bits are actually sterling silver or 14 karat gold fill. So they won't tarnish or change or irritate. Everything's hyperallergenic. So I've tested everything because I'm extremely allergic to this all came out of something I needed in my life. I cannot wear any earrings except my own. I have a huge aversion to weight. And I'm very sensitive. I have like lots of scars in my ears. So everything's extremely lightweight, flexible. And all the materials that go in your ear are all hand fabricated in sterling or 14 karat gold fill as well. So any of these little bits that even touch your skin have that.
Yeah. Do they have the, do those have the nylon coating on them as well?
Yes.
Oh, they do. Okay.
So that way it keeps it. This looks like cat's cradle,
Bouncy,
right? This is my EKG museum.
I'm going to butt in and say, when you say everyday wear, you're not kidding, because those of us that are trying to learn how to pivot our business away from shows to online, some of us have been at our studios from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. on a regular basis. And I get home at 11 o'clock and I might or might not fall asleep on my couch in my NPR necklace that I don't feel, I don't sense. I wake up, I look fabulous in it in the morning as I did the night before, not so much my makeup, but the NPR, she is not kidding. It is the lightest, easiest.
I've definitely tested it. I ride my bike with the helmet on. I sleep in it, everything. I love the balance. I think everything I do has this balance of femininity, masculinity. I think all of that is, or the yin and the yang, maybe not even gender. So it's like really beautiful and light and like really aesthetically delicate, but like super, super, super strong.
It's super feminine, but also like somebody like me.
Core of steel. That is what it means to be feminine.
I'm really hard on jewelry. I'm hard on everything. I just like throw it. This just keeps coming back. It feels so heavenly on my skin. I love it's squishy. It looks beautiful. And the earrings are so light on your ears. I love them. I'm going to order more.
Oh, I'm here
There
for
you
you.
go.
No, we need to talk then because I have many things. I have many wedding people. Many people have
Okay.
been, don't worry. People are,
We'll talk,
people are
girl.
excited. People are excited, you know? This is
Megan,
Karla.
will you do a Zoom session with
Yes.
someone?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I do many. I just did some.
I keep looking at your website and I just can't decide. I keep looking and I like this and I like that and I like that.
Oh, and by the way, like all of us as artists, I feel like we're all experts in our work and we do such special pieces. So I am super happy to help you. Just send me an email.
Will do.
Karla, I noticed when we were chatting, behind you, you've got, I want to say it's the seasons vertically.
Yep.
Can you show me that?
Sure. Let me grab it.
You show me how short you
Get
are.
to see how short I am once again. Here we go. 5'0", and this is in platform wedge high top.
What's funny is I've known you forever, and I never in my head go, Karla's a short person. Like I don't. Short. She's
I
got some
present
personality.
taller. I present taller. I'm like, oh shoot. Well, there go my lights. So.
Okay.
I'm
moving forward.
Okay, so this is my trees again, where we're rooted and we both branch out in our lives and reach for the stars. And again, with my trunks that always represent life's twists and turns. But in my seasons, I add another metaphor for life that's really meaningful to me. It's a little lyrical tale from my illustration days. So in winter, there's no birds. In spring, there's 3 little babies, 2 here and 1 here. In summer, they're all grown up. There's 1, 2, 3. And then in the fall, the last one flies away again for the winter. So it's this whole circle of life thing. And this comes in square and vertical. It comes behind me. I have it in rectangles and horizontal. That's actually, these are my 2 small. I have it as large as my most premier piece, which is 5 feet, perfect for above a bed or a couch, but it's really huge. And then I have a medium one. Do I have a second to grab it?
Yeah.
Okay, 1 sec. Let's see if I could do it without dropping anything else. I don't know.
I believe in you.
While you're grabbing that, I just want to say that because of the way you customize your pieces, my stepdaughters now think that I give the best gifts of anyone because of the piece that you customized for me. The 5-year-old literally says, well, I just want a gift from Sam because I know she gives the best gifts. Because Karla customizes
and when I
their hair color and their names on it, and it was just amazing.
And when I customize, it makes me happy because while I'm working, I get to think about who I'm painting for. Sometimes I think the music I'm playing even coordinates when it's not NPR.
I see there are a couple of kids on under Lena Dobaranovsky or something like that. Do you make anything for kids?
I sure do, but this is the medium season.
You're so cute holding that.
Yeah.
This big. Like double that size. Here we go.
Hi, Nati. Hi, Misha.
Thank you for showing me those.
Thank you.
Karla, I have your tree of life and I look at it and I love it every day.
Oh, thank you so much. I love that. That makes me happy, June. And I love that we're seeing so much of each other. This is actually, we get to see more than we even normally would, right?
Right. That's right. I'm going to talk to you about doing a custom thing for my 6 college friends. We get together. I've got to find a good photograph of the 6 of us for you to do something.
That'll be so much fun. Hair, hair, eye, glasses, all sorts of, yay. And nothing better to me than a group of women because, no offense, the gentlemen that were wonderful and here with us, but I got my thing.
We got the badass babe.
Badass babe. There you go. I think Karla has a little one that says something like that. Thank you all for coming. We're gonna sign off for now. And again, we'll be back 4 separate days next week. RSVP at artpartycentral.org and make sure to go shopping.
Which days are you on next week?
We are on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Well, next week.
Bye.
Have a good one,
y'all.
guys.
Thank you, guys. Happy
Bye.
Saturday,
Bye.
everybody.
Stay
Bye.
well.
Bye.
Stay well. Stay safe.
Great
Shabbat
party
shalom,
here.
Arthur.